if we had to compare component by component, I feel that we've accomplished quite a bit in terms of performance comparison between standalone LiDARs that are out there. So we essentially double the range than what other people do, and better than the best of what we've heard and we've seen. Again, obviously these are not really broadly deployed, and people
it's
don't
still pretty nascent.
So, but based on people talk about how their system is doing, we feel, I mean, we can reach 200, 250 meters more and into 500 meters, and then much faster frame rate. We can go up to 100 frames per second for any field of view, and we can have tens of independent laser beams track different fields of view. So essentially, it's not waiting for its turn. There are multiple beams that are because it's a solid state, it can monitor multiple places. So if the scene is not busy, obviously we can have the advantage of power saving, right? We don't have to.
You can focus. You can focus on where the action's at. Is that the idea?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So because we can go from 1 frame to 100 frame for any field of views, when the scene is not busy, it actually give power saving back to the car. But when the scene is really busy, that's when it counts. All lasers are on and looking very carefully.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Right. But and the same thing with radar. Most of radar systems, to our knowledge, are 250 meters to 300 meters, and because we have multi-band, we can go to 1 kilometer. So we can have quite a bit of range there. If we had to integrate everything, essentially most component systems, they have their own LiDAR, and then they provide that normally for level 2, level 3 system, today's LiDAR companies. But we decided to go level 4, level 5 from the get-go. And the companies that do level 4, level 5, they develop their own sensors too, because they had to at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And they recognize that they have to have a very tight coverage because they don't want to see any holes into the coverage. So, and we've seen them. There are a number of well-known companies such as Waymo, such as Argo.
Sure.
They have their own systems. And a lot of these companies, they develop their own LiDARs and radars. At least that's my understanding of what they do. So in that department, if you had to, again, we don't know what exactly the trade-offs they use for the perception engine and the sensing system. But if we had to just, based on what we hear, the sensing systems are, we are approximately 2 times more coverage in terms of range and frame rate. When we add all of those, that gives you at least 2 times more reaction time to the provide reaction to the perception engine. And then we go look at the reliability, again, based on some of the mathematical breakthroughs we've had and how we do things. We are in the 5x or more kind of reliability of data. And in our world of sensing, people talk about probabilities, like probability of detection greater than 90%, because everything really comes down to probability, Shannon's law. Mm-hmm. and then on the other side of it, they also talk about false detection. That what is that? And for example, many traditional radar systems, they talk about 1 10 to the minus 6 or 1 millionth of a false probability. So,
wow.
So that's the kind of numbers that we work better than those numbers. So that's how we kind of feel very confident about our approach.